It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, welcome back to the show. Now, music fans were left in shock this week as surveillance footage surfaced of Solange Knowles physically attacking her sister Beyonce's husband, Jay-Z, of course, in an elevator in New York at the Met Gala after party. Now, this, of course, spawned hashtag what Jay-Z said to Solange. Yo!
It was quite crazy. But you know, since the audio wasn't available for us to kind of deduce what the entire fight was about, all we can look at now is, you know, how the three were physically acting in the lift and kind of deduce something from that. But we're not going to do it. We've actually invited the expert to help us try and analyze this entire situation. And with us this morning is psychologist Dr. Eve. Good morning, Dr. Eve. Welcome.
Dr. Eve on the hot seat. First question. You've seen the video, right?
I have.
What could you make from what you saw in terms of body language and what was going on about what potentially could have caused that altercation?
It was like they couldn't wait to get into that elevator to have something happen. So obviously we have no idea what happened. You know what, it's kind of quite typical of family situations where you see the messiness that happens, but nobody really gets to the core of what caused that messiness. The behaviour is unacceptable, and it kind of reminded me of this incident that happened in our country a few weeks ago with this Potch student. Do you remember?
Yes.
They got into this, and this woman interfered, and she started beating up this rugby guy, and there was whole contentiousness. Here we have another example of a woman beating up on a man. I mean, he behaved incredibly well, but it's absolutely unacceptable that she should behave in such a manner. What was Beyonce's response to that? She stood back, and I really liked that. One of the first rules of marriage is that you've got to create your own family. You've got to stand back from your family of origin and create your own family. So Beyonce and Jay-Z and their kid is a family, and Solange and her family is another family. So Beyonce's responsibility is to be loyal to her new family, which is her and Jay-Z. She could not be seen to be siding with her sister.
But didn't she do that? Sorry.
But this is the thing, because she then leaves with Solange. They get into a car and the two of them leave together. Jay-Z stands behind. And even in photos afterwards, there are photos where she's simply just staring at Solange, meaning like she's kind of, I don't know, not supporting her in
doing
the way.
the work for me.
Yeah, so what do you think that indicates, the two of them leaving together when she should have actually left with her husband?
She should have left with her husband, but we don't know what really happened. And that's why there is so much misinterpretation of what happens in family situations as well. We never get to the truth of it. Ideally, she should have gone with him, and she should have let her sister to say, you were bad. We don't know what happened. It seems what I was reading afterwards is that she was protecting Beyonce because he was wanting to go off to a party somewhere else, and so she got in and she started kind of beating him up to say, don't do that to my sister. Bad behaviour. It's not something that we want to endorse in any way whatsoever.
Definitely not. But a lot of the response on Twitter has been very anti-Solange.
And I kind of like that, you know, because we don't want women to be beaten up with men. We get very, very vociferous and very, very vocal when we see men beating up on women. And here we have an absolute example of a woman who gets angry. And I think you can see as well, we women are socialised to be polite and to be respectful, but get us into a situation where we don't think anyone's watching, and the cat comes out.
Big time.
The nastiness comes out. And there she was, really, really misbehaving and, you know, physically abusing him.
I think across the board, violence is a no-no.
Absolutely. And then going back to social media, Beyonce then went to go to Instagram, and she put up 4 pictures of her with her sister doing very sisterly things, where Solange, on the other hand, went to remove all of Beyonce's photos from her Instagram and from her Twitter. What do you think this is about Beyonce? Do you think she's still kind of trying to say, I support my sister, without coming out and actually making a statement?
I think it's got to be real difficult for her to be, because she's got to be the good one in the situation, where she's showing that she still has alignment with her own family, but she's also not being disloyal to Jay-Z. But is she being disloyal to him? I mean, those photos which would be showing, well, actually, I am siding with my sister, but she's saying something that she needs to be still aligning herself with her sister. I think she should have put a picture of herself and her child and her husband on social media.
My biggest question is, I wonder how this is going to affect them. And they're going on a worldwide tour together.
Absolutely.
Pretty soon. So, you know, are we still going to see that stage chemistry between Jay-Z and Beyonce when they perform? That is a question.
I think they've paid a lot of money to do that. They'll find a way to
But they need to release a statement. Tell us something, because one person that's coming out the worst is Jay-Z. Really, really bad on Twitter right now.
People got pictures there with memes like, oh, there come your auntie. That, here she come, you're gonna get me. No, we're not joking around about it, not at all. This is a very serious thing. But right now, time for more entertainment, and Ilana is talking about Showboat.